Ever pause to ponder what makes a person truly successful? Is it solely their cognitive intelligence, or does something else come into play? Something like emotional intelligence, perhaps? In our quest for success, we often focus on sharpening our intellectual abilities. We chase degrees, acquire new skills, and stay updated with the latest knowledge in our field. These are undoubtedly important, but is cognitive intelligence the only factor that determines success? Think about it. We've all encountered individuals who are academically brilliant, yet they struggle when it comes to handling pressure or working in a team. On the other hand, there are those who may not be the smartest in the room, but they navigate through life's challenges with ease and grace. This is where emotional intelligence steps in. It's an often overlooked yet crucial ingredient in the recipe for success. It's about recognizing, understanding, and managing not just our own emotions, but also those of others. So what exactly does emotional intelligence entail? Let's explore. Emotional intelligence, often referred to as EQ, is not a single entity but rather a collection of 5 key components. Let's begin with the first component, self-awareness. This is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions and how they can affect your thoughts and behavior. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses and having a clear perception of your own self. Imagine you're a ship sailing on the sea of emotions. Self-awareness is your compass, helping you recognize the direction of your emotional winds, allowing you to navigate effectively. Next up, we have self-regulation. This is the ability to manage, control, and redirect disruptive emotions and impulses. Think of it as the ship's sails. Just as sails control the ship's speed and direction, self-regulation allows us to manage our emotional reactions. It doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather understanding them and expressing them appropriately and effectively. The third component is motivation. People with a high EQ are usually self-motivated. They're willing to defer immediate results for long-term success. They're highly productive, love a challenge, and are very effective in whatever they do. In our ship analogy, motivation is the wind that propels the ship forward. It's not external, but a force from within that keeps you moving towards your goals. The fourth component is empathy. This is the ability to understand the emotions, needs, and concerns of others. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and seeing things from their perspective. In the context of our ship, empathy is the lighthouse, guiding us in how we interact with others, helping us understand their feelings and respond appropriately. Finally, we have social skills. This component is about being able to build and manage good relationships, communicate clearly, and influence and inspire others. In the world of our ship, social skills are the crew members. A ship can't function without a crew, and similarly, we can't navigate the sea of life without interacting with others. Good social skills are key to building strong, positive relationships. So, to recap, emotional intelligence is made up of 5 key components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Each of these components plays a vital role in understanding our own emotions and those of others, which in turn helps us manage our behavior and relationships effectively. Remember, emotional intelligence is not about being nice all the time. It's about being honest, authentic, and considerate of others' feelings. It's about taking responsibility for our actions and understanding that our emotions can influence our thoughts and behaviors. Now, understanding these components is just the first step. The real challenge lies in mastering them. At the core of emotional intelligence lies emotional regulation. But what does this mean? Emotional regulation, in its simplest form, is our ability to effectively manage and respond to an emotional experience. It's the way we handle our feelings, not just the big ones like joy and sorrow, but also the smaller, subtler ones that can often go unnoticed. It's about navigating the ebb and flow of our emotions, maintaining a balance that allows us to function and thrive in our daily lives. But emotional regulation isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. What may work for one person may not work for another. It's an individualized process, and its effectiveness can vary depending on factors like our mood, our environment, and our unique personal experiences. However, at its heart, it's about recognizing our emotions, understanding them, and choosing how we want to react to them. Now, you might be wondering, how does emotional regulation factor into our everyday lives? Well, it's more influential than you might think. It impacts our decision-making process, steering us away from impulsive choices and towards thoughtful, considered actions. It helps us build stronger relationships, fostering empathy and understanding. It even affects our physical health, as high levels of stress and anxiety often linked to poor emotional regulation, can lead to a variety of health issues. But perhaps most importantly, emotional regulation is a fundamental part of emotional intelligence. It's what allows us to not just experience our emotions, but to understand and manage them. It's the difference between being swept away by a wave of emotion and riding that wave with grace and control. Emotional regulation, though challenging, can be the game changer in our quest for success. It's a skill that can be honed, a muscle that can be strengthened, and ultimately a stepping stone on the path to a more emotionally intelligent you. So let's take that step together and explore the heart of emotional intelligence. So, how does emotional intelligence translate into success? Well, let's unravel this fascinating connection. Imagine emotional intelligence as a toolbox. Each component of emotional intelligence is a unique tool, and when used effectively, these tools can sculpt the path to personal and professional success. Let's start with self-awareness, the ability to understand and identify our own emotions. It's like having a compass that guides us through the labyrinth of life. By being in tune with our emotions, we can make more informed decisions, fostering success in every aspect of life. Next, we have self-regulation, the ability to manage our emotions. Imagine being in a high-pressure situation. With self-regulation, we can maintain our composure, think clearly, and make rational decisions. It's like having a personal thermostat that keeps our emotional climate in check, enabling us to thrive in any situation. Empathy, the third tool, allows us to understand and share the feelings of others. In a world where collaboration is key, empathy helps us build strong relationships, engage in effective teamwork, and navigate social networks. It's like a bridge, connecting us to others and fostering mutual success. Motivation, the fourth tool, drives us to pursue our goals with energy and persistence. It's the fuel that keeps our engines running, even when the road to success is steep and challenging. Lastly, we have social skills, the ability to interact effectively with others. They're like a universal language, helping us to communicate, collaborate, and connect. In a world where networking is the new currency, these skills can open doors to opportunities, paving the way for success. But remember, emotional intelligence is not merely about possessing these tools. It's about knowing when and how to use them. It's about understanding the emotions of ourselves and others, and using this understanding to navigate life's complexities. Emotional intelligence, therefore, is not just a fancy term, but a crucial ingredient for a successful life. We've journeyed through the realm of emotional intelligence, but what are the key takeaways? We've delved into the intricacies of emotional intelligence, understanding its components, and how emotional regulation plays a vital role. We've seen how emotional intelligence is not just about recognizing our own emotions, but also about understanding others' feelings. Remember, empathy is a key component of emotional intelligence. We've explored how self-awareness helps us understand our strengths and weaknesses, and how it aids in acknowledging our emotions as they occur. This awareness is the first step towards managing these emotions effectively. We've also discussed self-regulation, which is about controlling or redirecting disruptive impulses and moods. It's about thinking before acting. We've talked about motivation, another crucial aspect of emotional intelligence. It's the drive to achieve for the sake of achievement, the passion for the work itself, and the commitment to the mission. The more motivated we are, the more resilient we become in the face of obstacles and setbacks. And then, there's social skills. These are the proficiency in managing relationships and building networks, and the ability to find common ground and build rapport. We've seen how these skills can impact our success in both our personal and professional lives. We've also taken a look at the role of emotional intelligence in success. We've seen how it contributes to better relationships, improved decision-making, and increased resilience. It's not just about IQ anymore. EQ, emotional quotient, is equally, if not more, important for success in today's world. So, what's the final word on emotional intelligence? It's essential. It's transformative. It's the key to not only understanding ourselves, but also the world around us. It's the bridge that connects us to others, that empowers us to navigate the complexities of our emotions and use them to our advantage. Remember, emotional intelligence is not innate. It's a skill, and like any other skill, it can be honed with practice and patience. So, start today, start now. Subscribe, and don't forget to take care of yourselves. Goodbye.